Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished.
Howdy do. How's it going? Good evening, everyone. What we got here? Shall we try and get it a bit down? Does it make any difference? A little bit? Not a lot. Okay. So anyway, what's going on? Busy day, busy day. So I've gone ahead and put the bigger graphic in. I got rid of the bottom bit and put this in there, and I've got some more work to do. I've got that to do, and yeah, so I've got a little bit to do. Now, are we getting feature creep, or are we just putting the basics in still? Anyway, so that's a picture. Let's get rid of the picture. So let's drag this over. This is the actual one, it's not the picture. A little bit of raggedness around the edges I've got to sort out. So we've got oh, my tuner's come. I've got my tuner. Tested it, seems okay. So I'll give it a bit of a go. I don't know if these tuners remember. Don't know if they remember someone else's rig settings. They've got memories in them, so we need to delete it somehow or something or other. Yeah, this is quite a big thing, but I've got a big monitor, so it looks weird, but if you've got a small laptop or something, maybe it's okay. Anyway, got a bit of work to do. Yeah, I've gone ahead and done this a little bit earlier, done the graphics, moved all the buttons around to the right place. Okay, so I don't know what's on here, let's have a look. Not a lot of noise.
Thank you, my friend. Big signal for you, 5 by 9.
Right, so what I need to do today is change that to just signal strength in decibels, and no need for the scale, it's going to tell you what it is. Let's do that now. Okay. Right, so we've got lots going on here now. Wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be good though? I tell you what, I've got a smile. Wouldn't it be good if you had an FT-710 and an FT-891 all on the screen at once, plugged into 3 separate USBs? Ah, the 510 doesn't have a USB problem. But get some kind of interface. Yeah, that'll be good. Anyway, so I need to have a look at the scope. So the scope, user control, we don't want this, we just want a single decibel in the middle. Yeah, so that's obviously showing a scale, but we don't need that now. So let's have a look. Signal strength, there we go. Oh, there's your label content. So all we need to do is change that to the signal strength. So we'll say it's 9 decibels. Well, it won't be 9, but we'll change that. So we've got to go to the bit where we get the signal strength. It converts it to update the meter. So what we want to do now is the signals, so the frequency, hang on. Hold on a minute. Bar graph label. Where? I didn't see the bar graph label. Where is it? Signal strength bar. Hang on. Text block. Oh, there's a rectangle. Ah, so we weren't dynamically doing anything with it. It was just set as a background. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have to create another bit of info after the rectangle here. So main window dot bar graph label dot content equals signal strength, station signal strength plus dB. Okay, would that be enough? It doesn't know what that is. So how do we pass in that? Oh, it's not main window, is it? Sorry. It's just bar graph content. Right, that ought to do it. We're already passing that, so that will be fine. Let's have a look at it, see what happened. Alright, let's just do a scan here. Oh, 130 dB, that's not right, is it? So we need to get the right, so what we want is not the signal strength, the raw signal strength. Are we storing the raw one? No, we're not storing the raw signal strength. We're not storing the raw signal strength. Got the frequency, and we did have the signal strength, so I need to have a look at the meter bit here. Go to the definition, update the meter, so rectangle and the cat value. So we want the opposite, don't we? We just want to get the signal strength. Can't remember how I did it now. So that's going to equate to the... I thought that would have worked actually. Station. Station C. What we got here? I thought I did something with raw... Ah, I know what it is. last meter reading raw signal strength. That's what we want. Oh, that's station seek, isn't it? Yeah, so it scans it, and as it goes down here, I only did this yesterday, I forgot it already. Jesus. Add active found station count, station scope. So signal strength, we've only got signal strength, last S meter raw reading. So the raw reading, that's bytes, so that's no use to us. That's why it's 120 odd. So what we need to convert that to, got a function somewhere that converts it. Oh, I can't remember where I put it. I think it's in the main. Update the meter, so we need to go down to the handle the cat that gets a signal strength here. So get meter integer, that's the routine. Let's have a look what that is. Right, okay, yeah, so we need to execute that. We need to get that and put that here. So we want, yeah, we want to get that. Put that reading in there with the signal strength. And that should do it. It doesn't know where it is, so main window dot. If I could spell window. Right, there we go. Let's see if that will do the trick. Should do. Alright, here we go. Yeah, that's better. So we could do with that in the middle though, really. So we could do with that in the middle. So where's the station scope gone? I've lost it. I must have closed it. Right, so station scope. We want a line. Oh, we need a width. We've got a width, haven't we? Have we got a width? So it's just the vertical content top, horizontal. I always put the horizontal before the vertical if I've got including it. Center. Right, okay. Let's have a look. And we need to know some useless information like obviously the noise levels dropped since yesterday. There's a few. Yeah, so there's your decibels. 19 dB. Yeah, it tells you. I suppose it should just say 9 plus. So we could do with that scale at the top. That scale there at the top again. And we need to number it from 1 instead of 0. Well, let's sort that out. So the number it. So when we do a scan, not that one, this one. So instead of starting from 0, we start from 1. That shouldn't really affect anything. No, because we're only using it in the position in the list. So when we play it back, we play it back. We don't actually play it back at the minute, do we? Let's just try that. So when you click it, double click on it, which will be the list view. We've got to take one off it, otherwise it won't be able to find it. Here it is. Double click, update the frequency. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's going to turn it into an object and fetch it out anyway. So let's just try it again. Doesn't need to select it from the list, it just takes its properties straight from there. Right. Let's stop that. Let's go on to 7. So what I need to do is have a little button that automatically goes to the 0, knocks it down till it gets to, counts it down, tunes it in.
C'è un po' di scariche elettrostatiche, o comunque del tuo indicativo solo capito Messico.
So an auto tune basically. Yeah, it could do with an auto tune. So what we'll do is we'll put some settings in here. Let's get the title done first. This here. Oh yeah, that needs to be moved over here as well. Needs to have a total so-and-so, so-and-so. And you choose one and then it says one of so-and-so. So I'm not even looking at the rig, I'm just down here. Mad, innit? Right, so I need to shove all this down with a header on it. Although you do know what it is. Do you need to be told it's a frequency and signal strength? I suppose we could have that up there. Right, let's have a look. Oh dear, you're going to say that all day long. Right, so where are we? So we want the count, the fast normal. Right, so we've got can't find it. What have I done with it? Somewhere up there. Right, we've got finger indent, fast normal. Default found station count, that's it. So let's make this pink a minute. Oh, it's black. Right. So the label content is 0. Why can't we see it? Oh, it's hidden. Right, it's hidden, so we need to make it visible just for a minute. Ah, there it is. Oh, we've got to move it over down here. Down the bottom, I think. Either at the top or the bottom. Alright, let's go over. So,
CQ contest, India, Uniform 8, Quebec, Golf Romeo.
I don't know if we need to know where it is. It's got a count next to the side of it, isn't it? Anyway, we'll put it in. Don't know what the reason is. So that should say something like 1 of 1. 1 of 1. It needs to be wide enough to do it. So the width is automatic. So the width of the grid, let's say it's 60. Probably too much. No, that'll do. Yeah, that'll be alright. And do we have it at the bottom? Bottom or top? So you need to know which one's selected. So we've got 1 of 1, 2 of 1, 3 of 1, 0 of 1. I don't know. Let's put it at the bottom. Let's put it at the bottom for now. I don't know. Oh, no, I like it at the top, I think. No, the bottom. I don't know. Normally put that at the bottom. Let's put it there for now. Right, let's put it there. And we need to update the count, so it's the found station count. So when we do a seek, found station count label. That's the count. So that's the count. So when we're counting it, we need to say. So it needs to be the count, but when it's finished, we need to update it. So we haven't actually selected it though, unless I select the first one in the list. Right, let's just. So as we're finding them, it's counting them. When we're finished, so request to stop scanning, so we need to make it go back to the start. So find station count equals we need to select the first in the list. Seek station count, list count. And we need to go down to the list. List view, selected item equals the first one. So it's adding to the list. So we need to just go here. So main window dot station, main window station dot selected item, selected item equals has it got a function? Selected index. Selected item equals
your number? No contest, Sierra Papa 6.
Equals selected item. Let's just go to the first one. Child. So,
59052 for you, my number, please.
no, I forgot how to do this now. I forgot how to do it, so I'll have a look down here.
Secure contest, India, Uniform 8, Quebec,
Selected
Golf
item
Romeo.
equals item.
Secure contest, India, Uniform 8, Quebec, Golf Romeo. Secure contest, India, Uniform 8, Quebec, Golf Romeo.
I forgot how to do it now. We'll find out though. I could look in my code, but it'll take me ages to find it.
Delta Victor Romeo 59052. Florida 4 Delta Victor Romeo 59052.
Right.
No contest, no contest.
Scroll into view first item. Right, just gotta go and answer the door. Back in a second. Right, that was a bit of a caper. Bloody hell, it's getting warm. Right, okay, hang on. Focus the actual list view container. Scroll into view. Selected item is my first item. Okay. Right, let's go back over here. So my selected item equals my items list 0. Yeah, that's what I'm doing it. Oh. List view. Items 0. Okay. Then I want to scroll to the view. So my list view. In case it's scrolled off down a bit. So main window dot scroll into view. First item. Okay, I suppose we should have done that. Scroll into view. I can either do that again. Yeah, or create a variable. Okay. So I'll scroll that to into view. And the found station content is the count, but we want to tell it. So we want to say scroll into view, and it'll be the first one, as long as it's found something. And if it hasn't, we've got to do something else. So scroll into view. So we'll do one of plus the count. Right. How to say not empty. Count is greater than, okay, of course. So if main window station list view dot count items count, sorry, items count is greater than 0, do this, else no stations found. Okay, will that work? Let's have a look. Let's give it a go. 39 drop frames. Right, here we go. 101. One of 79. Okay, now when we click on it, we need to know which one we're on. Okay, so when we double click, we've got to change something. When we double click, so what we've got to do now is make the late found, right, so change that. So it's only the seek, which is in part of the main window anyway. Found content, right. Why is that? How come that's finding that? Why is that finding that unless I'm passing it in? Yeah, I'm passing it in, no wonder. Okay, so in that case I could write a little helper function to set the label. Is that an async? Yeah. Public static. Right. Public static void update found station
Mike 0 X-ray Juliet Alpha calling CQ for 145 alive for 2 meters.
right, so we want yeah, string. Oh, it's about to do it for me and I stopped it. Okay, right, so we'll abstract all this away into here.
Roger that, yeah, this is Mike 0 X-ray Juliet Alpha. Should we go to 525?
So what we're going to do, so we'll found station count. I'll put 1 in here. Equals get rid of that. Put that there. Oh, it's 2 string. 2 string. Okay, so that's okay for that. I want the same again down here. So we want to just change that here, and we need to make it equal this. Plus, will that alt? Yeah. Don't do 2 string already, or is it? See. We'll see. And no stations found. Okay, so what we want to do now is just write this here. Actually, we've just deleted all the stuff we needed. Oh my god. So main window. Oh no, we've passed it in. Found station count label. Where are you? I've lost it. So at the top, on passed in as an argument. Found station count. Oh, it doesn't know what it is. So we've got to pass the label in with it. Okay, maybe we could. Right, so we're going to pass it in. Okay, we'll just bloody pass it in then. Never mind, we'll pass it in. It's not much of an helper, it's probably not an helper at all, really. So I just need to go up here and pass that in there. And
CQ, Mike 0, X-ray, Juliet Alpha, calling CQ on 2 meters.
okay, so we're gonna go that one there.
CQ, Mike 0, X-ray, Juliet Alpha, calling CQ on 2 meters.
That's hardly worth it, was it? Yeah, it's hardly worth it, but at least we can get at it. Okay, hang on. So, label. It's pretty nonsensical, but it stops me having to remember the name of it. So I should call this updates. I need it descriptive, so I'll just have to do that for now. Right, so let's go up here. So we're going to do the when it's selected. So when we double click on it, selected item, so we need to get the info out. And we've got the item here, that's fine. So what we need to do is select. We're automatically selecting the item, but we just need to update from the set. We update the set the frequency, set the RF gain. So we need to just go. Station seek dot update the label count. Right, and it'll be found station count. How do we know what that is? Oh, it's the main one. Right, so that's the label. It's on this screen. We need to just set the item, which is item dot ID. Have we got an ID on it? ID. No. Station ID text block. Right, so we don't want the text block, but we need to extract the info from it. Now, have we got the info? Item station frequency. We should have. Should be there somewhere. ID, yeah. Oh, seek class. Seek class. So we've got the seek class, but we're not get. Oh, there's a station seek class. Station seek. We're not using that then. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's station seek. So yeah, we've got to get its info. So it's a list of station seek classes. So state active list. Yeah. So we need to get that from that list. So we need to go yeah, so we need to go here we go. Station, right, station seek. And then we need to go dot item, hang on, oops, right, index, we want to get, so we need to get the item dot UID. Don't know which one it is now. Station seek active list. It's a seek class, so it should be like an ID. ID. No. Oh, that goes after item. Top. ID. There we go. Doesn't like what item is that. Item needs a number. Shit, what have we called it? Selective lists. Hello, Acid Cows. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Yeah, it's just doing a bit of a major change on the screen. Don't know if it's good or bad because I'm looking on a big screen here, and the old one was small, so I made it match my screen. But if you're on a big laptop or small laptop or a smaller screen, you need something bigger. So we're on the seek class, so active list, and then we need to select the one out of the list. So seeks, that's the active list, and we need to get the item number. Selected item, selected index, sorry. That'll do. We can do it off the selected index. Selected index. Doesn't like it. Possible to make it resizable. Yeah, you could probably make it resizable. Yeah, let's just drop this out. Drop this out and let me see if it'll still build. Might not build if I've halfway through something. Yeah, it's built. Yeah, so you can change its viewport, and you should be able to, all the buttons and mapping should go with it. It's got a little bit of work to do with it. It'd be nice if that span, that's only going every time it jumps to one of the frequencies, it should animate faster. I don't know, you can sort that out. So you can click on these things. Alright, so you can just go down the list. Yeah. So
CQDX, beaming to North America. CQDX, beaming to North America.
Yeah, it's working great, yeah. Alright, Tom.
You're gonna have a rest.
Alright. That sound like Paul.
CQDX, CQ, CQDX.
I like the per frequency receive level. Yeah.
CQDX, beaming North America. CQDX,
Well,
CQDX, beaming North America. Oscar Mike.
Well, let's just scan in the frequency and store in the value in here,
beaming North America.
like a scope, some kind of state. I call it a station scope.
CQDX, CQ stateside, CQ Canada, CQ North America. Oscar Mike.
But when you double click, that's got to change that. You can change band. Just I need to write on here what these do. So. That DX station has got a great signal into you. Maybe I should be on calling line. Yeah, yeah, you should give it a go. Well, I've got my tuner now plugged in. I got my FC-50, and it came today, so I've plugged it in, so I can actually transmit on something other than 40 meters on this radio. Of course, my 710, it's got built-in tuner, and it does the transmission as well. I could give them a shout. Let's try and tune in a bit better. I don't know what frequency on 500. I've not.
It's no problem. Mike 9 Sierra Mike Charlie is 100% your copy.
Alright, let's stick my power up, so I'm only on 5 watts. SSB power. 5 watts. What should we give him? Let's just give him 80 watts. That'll do.
Yeah, Mr. Zam, very good audio, no problem. 10 dB, time from time 15, time from time is big QRM, time from time.
Let's see if we can make the first contact.
Okay, Mr. Zam, may I simply so good night, stay safe and 73. Mike 9, Sierra, Mike Canada, Delta Lima 1, Delta Gold Sierra, 73, bye.
I haven't got login built into this yet, so I'm going to have to I'll have to do it manually.
Yeah, number 3, 1 second. Yes, Roger, very good, 73. QRZ?
QRZ, but who is he?
QRZ, Delta Lima 1, Delta Gold Sierra.
Delta Lima 1, Delta Golf Sierra.
Mike 3, Delta plus again.
Alright, Germany. It's in Germany.
Yeah, it's big Morocco. Yeah, excuse me, big QRM. So Mike 3, Japan Sierra India question mark. It's very QRM.
Sergey Gottfried. Yeah, so just testing this out. Looks a bit massive to me, but it's good because you got the extra, all this real estate. Yeah, so I'll give them a shout. I've not spoken to anyone on this 891 yet. It's going through my antenna switcher in the tuner, and this I've never spoke to anyone on this rig yet. Not this one. Of course, he's gone off, has he? Has he gone? They always go whenever I DL1 DGS. DL1 DGS, yeah. Yeah, that's the one. I can't hear the other station now. My aerial's a bit crap, it's sat on the floor. It's crap on 40 meters anyway. even though I've got a lot of QSB, sorry. I think he's gone. What a shame. I'm jealous of you in Europe that can't hit all these other countries. Here in Canada, any day I hear anything other than Americans filling up the band is a great day. Ah, gotcha. I know what you mean. Yeah, you've got to point your aerial over the pole. Put the back end to America, point the antenna over the pole towards GB and Europe. I don't know if that will work. Might be an idea, I don't know. Or doesn't it work that way? Well, he's gone. Let's do another scan then. It's always the same whenever I want to shout something, they go. I do, then they come through the back. Yeah, they come through the back of the antenna. Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? What you want is a tiny bubble at the back and a massive elon. Well, that's for direct line of sight, really. It doesn't really count for HF, does it? What you want to do is point it at an angle. Get your beam up at an angle, pointing up at the ionosphere. But, well, you will anyway. The world is round. So, but I don't know. It's a funny lot. Yeah, did we find anyone this time? No, let's try 14 then. So what there's no avoid having the American answer my DX calls, right? I suppose you could say beam in Europe, yeah. Looking for whatever the long past Europe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. So I want this set up here, just this rig. Maybe we'll do login, integrate it into this a little bit. So it can put your frequency you're transmitting on and your wattage and all that straight in. But keep it basic. I don't want it to. It's just for this rig. I might make a new skin for the 710 and the 510. So and remap the buttons to the skin. You know what I mean? It's a big trouble, but this one, just for now. They don't care what you say. They still just come back with a signal report. Right? Okay. Yeah. Wayne Taylor, hi. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the stream. Just welcome in this comments, and it helps me if you look back at it, see what's going on. I don't know if you've been on before. I think you might have been on before, Wayne. Anyway, welcome to the stream. It's just me basically working. All mine is live streams, a lot of live streams. I don't think I've done a normal video for a few years now. So it's just live stream, me multiple hours working on projects. I sometimes go from one to the other and sometimes go back again. So imagine it's, I don't know, it must be an hobby, I suppose, something to do. Ham radio hobby, isn't it? Yesterday, yeah, I got a short memory. I wrote some code for this yesterday and I'd forgotten how it worked already. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, memories. I can remember technical stuff, but stuff that I did yesterday. But I'm on some statins, so it's supposed to have a side effect of short-term memory loss. So anyway, it's good. It just means you can never hate anyone because you just forget. A day later, you think, do I hate this one or what? Right, anyway, so it's just got a few functions in this. I've only been working on it about a week. So what I'll do, I'll just keep working. Oh. So anyway, what we've got to do is have the ability to set the... I need to reduce this down a bit here and have a clickable thing to set the start frequency and end frequency, and then you click your scan. Everyone is convinced you are the most forgiving man they have met. Yeah, that's true. Gullible. Hey, take advantage of it. If you're on the autistic spectrum, I don't know, I'm undiagnosed. I think I must be on it. Some of the stuff I do, in order to achieve certain things, you have to keep on and on at the same thing. Don't give up. And a lot of people will just go down the pub. They'll say, well, I'm off down the pub, I've had enough of this. It's too difficult. I'll just tenaciously keep carrying on with it. And I don't actually think I'm any good at anything. But what makes me different, I just keep on and on. It took me 14 years to write the UPass program. I used to get up at 5 o'clock every morning, do a couple of hours before going to work, and then get back from work and do work all night on it after I've had my tea. And I did that for about 10 years in a row. In the end I got so sick of it, I had to do something else for a change, just to keep my sanity. Anyway, still an ongoing project, but trying to impact the mass market is not a thing you can do easy. I've found that out. I've been trying to sell my UPass PCB for years, and I sold a couple and that was it. I thought, shall I go on a marketing course and all this lot? Anyway, it's just one of those things. So to this day I still turn up every day to go to my day job. But that's one of them. What you've got to do in life is somehow find out how to quit your day job. Not easy. Not easy. Anyway, let's just turn that off a minute and carry on. So you want that to, when we click on that, it's got to tell you where you are, even though it tells you there where you are. But it's just some quirk. Right, so we didn't manage to get hold of anyone. Well, let's sort this out. And then I've got to put the ability to, because you might not want to scan you might want to scan CW, you might not want to scan voice, or vice versa. And you can make it a little bit intelligent, smart scan. You could, if it scans something, it's slightly off frequency because it found it while it had already, someone piped up with the audio or the Morse code just as you left the frequency, but it picked up interference from adjacent frequency. What you want it to do is you want to try to zero in on it, or Z in on it. So you can do that just by backing off and it's looking at the signal strength, and maybe really you need to sample the audio really, but we're not going to go that far. Not going to go that far. I'm just going to get as much working as I can, bit by bit, and then anyone can. All it is you run the executable on your Windows. It's got to be Windows at the minute. Maybe if there's any demand for it, I will make it rewrite the program in MAUI or something, and you multiple platform. Just got to select a different serial port device for each operating system. But as it's just Windows at the minute. I think most amateurs have at least got a laptop or a Windows computer. So it's just oh, I thought today because I collect Amigas. I love Amiga computers, the old ones, and the Amiga name meant it's your friend. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like your friend, so or your helper. Well, this one, I thought about calling it something Amiga 891. I don't know, Amiga or something. So you just plug it in, and basically, I don't even know if you need the front end on your rig. So it'd be nice to, if you had some kind of USB to Wi-Fi adapter, and then you could just run it up. You could leave your radio, radio in your vehicle, mobile. Go and sit on a park bench in Wi-Fi range and just chill out there and use your radio without they won't know what you're doing. You can listen at least, probably listen. But you would need to feed the audio in and sample it, into a sound card. But you could probably, there's gadget. Sure there's a gadget you can sample it into this thing and it turns it into I don't know. Anyway, it could go on and on and on and on. Feature creep, as the title says. Feature creep. There it is. We don't want the. Well, it's not so much a feature creep yet because there's hardly anything in there, but it could feature creep. I could put voice commands into it as well. I'll say, call it a name. Just go. I don't know. We can't. My other system, I go, you pass. I'd have to sort of call this something. 891 or YAESU. YAESU, find me a clear frequency on 40 meters, and it'll just scan through like this. Oh, that's not even a real one. That's not real. That's a picture. Hang on. So, yeah, you could just find your frequency, and it would what it would do. Oh, build errors. Of course, there's build errors. So I was halfway through that one. Anyway, so what you can do is find a frequency. Soon enough, you will be writing an entirely new firmware for it. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to touch the radio, but you could write. You could put all this in an ESP32. And you make it into a web interface if you wanted to, and then you could write your own firmware. But this is like a firmware almost, but it's software. But it is controlling the radio. Yeah. What are you coding? Oh, hello, welcome. Welcome, let's welcome everyone who turns up. There we go. Right, so I'm coding this. If you call it coding, it's Windows Presentation Foundation, it's C#. And it's a software front end to a hardware radio. The YAESU FT-891 uses WPF for their GUI. I don't know. I've not seen it. This is the first time I've ever plugged a USB lead into my radios. I've not looked at them. I know there's stuff around, but I don't know. Have they got a GUI? I don't know. Yeah, possibly there's stuff out there that already does all this I'm doing. Yeah, possibly. It's on a web interface. I thought the radio had gotten so advanced that they used. So you thought this was YAESU's software I was editing. Is that what you thought? I don't know. I mean, it's not everyone's first choice. I've used it because I've done a lot of work in it since 2012. So, but I mean, if you look at it now, it's they phased it out with other stuff. It's still a viable system. Framework. It's still Ask ChatGPT. So yeah, there's thousands of software still being written with it. So I don't know what's going on with 2 meters. I get a right row on here sometimes. Look at that. I almost think there's something wrong with my radio, but it's not. It's noisy. Oh, it's a webbing. I thought the radio was gotten. Yeah.
What were you on?
No, this is not. This is actually not a web interface. This one, if you're on about this one, this is just a Windows one. It's not using. It's basically a desktop application. It's just this. In fact, if I just shrink that down a bit, it's just this. I thought you were writing firmware for their display to change their GUI. How long have you been programming for? Did you go to school for it or self-taught? Well, I've been programming computers on and off since my missus bought me my first one back in 1985 or 84. Commodore C16, and I programmed it with just its basic, basically, yeah. And what did I program? Amiga, Amstrad, program Z80 machine code back in the day. Programming the Z80 by Professor Zaks. Read that book. That was a lot. That was hard reading. Didn't understand a word of it. I had to read each page about 10 times. Still didn't understand it. Two's complement notation and all that lot. My maths isn't brilliant, so it's not good at all. In fact, I missed 9 months of maths at school when I missed it. I went abroad and they didn't. The school finishes when you're 12, and if you want to go on after 12, you got to go to an academy and pay money. So I didn't go to school for 9 months. Came back and missed 9 months of math, so that wasn't a good start, was it? Anyway, but you know, you got a calculator now, a thing called and the internet. Damn, you must know a lot of low-level programming then. I've wrote a few programs, different things. Turbo Pascal I wrote a whole barcode access control system back in 1995, 1995 in Turbo Pascal in DOS, PC DOS. And I went on to Visual Basic 4, Visual Basic 6, and then I did ActionScript 3, which is Flash ActionScript 3. I wrote a complete dynamic website before Dynamics websites were a thing. You can probably find it. You'd have to install a Flash media player and go back on the Wayback Machine. If you look for something called telfordportal.com, but you'll find it, but getting it to play, you need to install. A lot of browsers don't like it anymore. I don't know. It's weird. So I got totally delusioned with that, because then Apple wouldn't take it on board, wouldn't let Flash run on their systems, and so I thought, well, no, I've got to try something else. So back in 2012, I bit the bullet. My son was programming in WPF, so I didn't do any C# before that, so I thought let's just go straight into it and do it. And my son looks at my code and laughs at it to this day, but yeah, so he's really good though. He writes 3D games, write hooks to software that's supposed to be standalone, makes them work across multiple game players, yeah, all that kind of stuff. I learned Delphi, Pascal, when I was 13 around Ball, and yeah, I tried some Delphi. Yeah, that was based on the Pascal. Yeah, it's like the next one. I did have Delphi for a while. I used to write on the Amiga with DevPack. DevPack. I think that's just assembler. You know, DevPack back in the day. HiSoft's DevPack, I think it was. Before they became Embark, I don't know. I abandoned them back in the day. Yeah, good to see another personal programmer, Pascal, but not many. Yeah, I mean, really, this C# and C and C++, it's very similar to Pascal, as far as I can see. You know, as in the structure of it's the same. I'm not a fan of Python, and if it hasn't got the semicolon on the end, I'd look at it and think, what's this? But they run very fast now, so your Python, you can run it straight away and make a change that's good. But I always think, when the people write in Python, I think, why are you writing it in Python? I don't quite get it, but anyway. It's like, to me, it's like going back on, you know, why just bite the bullet, go in at the deep end and get the worst thing you can, or the best. You know, it's no such thing as a low level anymore. C#, it's not. You know, when you put a function or a call to a function in a routine or function, then it calls a list of things. That's just a list of functions you're calling. You know, it's a list of functions. Same guy who wrote. Oh, fair play. Yeah, fair play. Same architect of C# is the same guy who created. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's good. I saw a video short of all the languages. There's one knocking around somewhere. All the languages. And the take-up over the years, going way back, COBOL and early stuff. And you can see that the languages came in, they took over everything, then they dropped back and something else came in. And there's people, they writing stuff in Rust. I don't even know what Rust is. I hate Python too. I hate that you have to install their framework just to run a console app. I hate console apps. Yeah, I don't know. See, I write firmware as far as you can with Arduino Core. I use Arduino Core and ESP32, and I write. Got a circuit board I make, and it runs a web interface. So anyway, some videos back, you can see me programming a stepper motor. Web interface, so you can change and an antenna rotator. Anyway, won't go into too much of that. I don't know if I hate Python. It's just I don't see why they don't put the curly brackets and the semicolon in. Why get rid of them? I mean, they think that people are frightened from them. It's like if you see a semicolon and a curly brace, it's like if they think it's going to scare people off. They just it's not plain text just because you got rid of a semicolon. It's, you know, it's still code, but I don't know why it's missing. I don't get it. No, don't understand it. Anyway, yeah, it's a weird one. Right, let's crack on with this. Yeah, so I'm just going to change that label. Let's do that. Right, so all I want to do, so I mean, so you get a function like this one here: update the frequency, set the frequency, set the RF gain. It's just a list of things. You know, when if they say coding, it's not coding. I mean, that if you go into it, I don't even think that's. Hang on, it's not going to show, is it? Hang on. Right, this is more of the same. Look, it's doing a little bit of stuff, and then it's doing another function within a function. Alright, it's doing a function in a function. Then you got something that sets the frequency. There's no great amount of C coding in there, bit shifting and all the rest of the stuff. Not like it is in the firmware, but you don't have to. You don't have to do it that way. It's just they were dealing with very small memory sizes in this firmware for these microcontrollers. They started out with very small amounts of memory. As soon as you run out of space, you think, "Oh shit, I filled this. I've only had 1.5K of SRAM." So then you go to a different Arduino. It's got 8K, 80 mega 2560. Then you get an ESP32 that's got, I don't know, how many Ks you got? 256, 500K, I don't know. So you could it's basically like running a massive computer. I want to learn microcontrol program. I'm thinking about getting an Arduino. Should I skip Arduino and get an ESP? Well, you can get it whenever you want, but I just use Arduino Core in the ESP32. Use platform IO and ESP32. It's got all the memory. Going back a few years, only about 6 years maybe. Seems to have more searchable content for learning. I don't know anything about Lowell. Only Win32, yeah. Just get Visual Studio Code and put the extension Platform IO into it, and yeah, just you plug your thing straight in and away you go. I've wrote massive amounts of code in Visual Studio Code for my web interface. Automatic disconnection, reconnect, Wi-Fi. I put my Wi-Fi gadget in a tin and put the tin inside the microwave just to lose the Wi-Fi signal, and fetch it out and see if it'll reconnect, and done loads of stuff. Do you reckon starter kits same way they have for Arduino? There's so many ESP32s. There's shields and boards already got full up of peripherals like microphones, LCDs. Depends what you want to do. I have one which I just hang on, I'll show you. I showed this the other day, I think. Where's it gone? Yeah. This is the board I make, and all it is, I buy this module. It's a ESP32 Node MCU, and I've created this board to go on, and all the board does, it breaks out. You've got up to isolated inputs. You've got this Darlington driver IC that your pins can switch, relays, external stuff, sounders, and I've put onto it a Larlin TFT touchscreen, 10-pin ports compatible with the Larlin TFT colour touchscreen, and you've got Adafruit's Stemmer QT port, I2C, so you can then load any sensors into it. So with that you can extend it as much as you want, and this one's got RFID reader port because it's specifically designed for was for access control RFID, but you could use that same inputs and write the code and use it for an encoder to track motion or anything. Yeah, so basically there's so many around, but you can just buy that. You can buy that on its own. Is that another one? Yeah. So you've got another one. Here's another one. This is a dev kit. It's got an S. I think it's got an S3 on it. ESP32 S3. It's got two USB port for programming, one for debugging, but it's a host controller as well. So you can turn this into actually, this is the one. I could write a program in here, connect it. I'd have to get USB micro B or whatever that is to a printer. I don't forget, was it USB A that plugs into the back of this 891, and I could write the code that makes that do everything that she's doing. And I could plug a touch screen in and you could touch it and whatever. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, and so basically once you do that, you could host the interface. You don't need a touch screen. You could host its web interface with this, connect to it, and control your radio from anywhere in the world. Yeah, which is what everyone's doing anyway with other software. So yeah, it's no big deal. And the web interface, there it is. Right. There's one of my gadgets I make, and it's got a power supply built in. So if you just plug it in, I've done this before. So just plug it in and just let it stay there, and then I can go on my phone. Did you same way? I don't know Arduino Core ESP made. No, Arduino Core is the language, their version of the language of C++. But you can use it on ESP32s as well, and loads of other controllers. Raspberry Pi Pico as well. Got a Pico down here. You can use them on that. So you could use them on a Raspberry Pi Pico. So there's a little Raspberry Pi Pico there, controlling a stepper motor driver that controls this rotary antenna rotator. Yeah, antenna rotator. So anyway, once you've got your web interface up, that'll be booted up now. So all you got to do is have a look at that. Right, so all you got to do is open up a browser and go to your browser. There it is. That's the web interface. It's called UPass. You just log in. This doesn't use any cloud services at all. No cloud services. It hosts its own web interface, that gadget there. So I'll put it there, you can see it. If I click the relay, it's fast. Very fast, because it's not putting anything to any queue. That's connected, and you can do it as well. If you go on your phone and type upas.mywire.org:81, you'll be able to get to the login screen of that and click it like that. Right, and I built in the switch, antenna switch. You can't see it. Hang on, there it is. So we've got an antenna switch, which we're working on. I've left it for now though. And then you've got the antenna rotator, which was left. But this also can join networks and all the other stuff, all the good stuff. So there is that to it. So that's its web interface. and you can close it down. You can use it as an access point, so you don't even need a network. You don't even need a network. You can, as long as you're in Wi-Fi range of that, you can just do it. Okay, and if you do something like this as well. Sorry, UPAS. There it is. That's, oh, you can't see it. There it is. So we've got, there's the browser with its web interface, and you can make it bigger, smaller. I always keep it like the phone size. That's what it's designed for. You can click the relay behind. So I'll give it a command to switch a relay. The relay switches on and off. You can lock the relay on. Well, that's its initial thing. And what language do you code the firmware for those in? Are you coding in? Right, it's a derivative of C and C++, which is Arduino Core. That's cool. I wish there were more firmware low-level programmer streams. This kind of stuff is very interesting. Yeah. Well, on my back catalogue of live, you probably could see me coding some. Well, that thing I've just showed you there, coding this antenna switcher, because I made antenna switcher. I made all sorts of stuff here. You know, it's crazy. So we've got this antenna switcher which I make. You pop it onto a stepper motor, connect it to that Raspberry Pi or ESP32 with a stepper motor driver on it, and it'll switch it. So you switch it from your web interface. So switch it from there, like that. And if you go back to when I was designing this, you'll see me writing the firmware. I've boilerplate firmware at the minute. I've got to incorporate it into this web interface, yeah. So we can do it from off the phone, but then the same idea with the stepper motor for this rotator, antenna rotator. And then we've got stepper motor, coin dispenser. Where's that gone? I'm not going to fetch it all out. It's stuff everywhere. It's crazy, man, crazy. Yeah, so let's just close that down. So all you want is Visual Studio Code like this. This is Visual Studio Code. You can get it for Linux, I think Mac as well, I'm not sure, and Windows. So you just open up your program when it eventually sorts itself out. I've woke it up. It doesn't like being woke up when I haven't run it for a while. So open the recent file. Right, so 891 web interface. Is that the one, or is it that one? I can't remember which one I did now. Path does not exist, so I've probably got rid of that one. Right, so in here you should. Here's the Raspberry Pi Pico code, because the file was not found. Right, okay. Oh, it's there now. What have I done? Moved something? I don't know what I've done. Open recent. So anyway, I'll show you my UPass engine project, if that will load. Yeah. Have you ever experimented with Mesh Core? What do you think about Mesh Core? I've never heard of Mesh Core, unfortunately. What I did initially, because I started this project back in 2012, there was no ESP home and there was no, all this extra stuff's come out, so I ended up writing my own command and control protocol from scratch, and own scripting language to go into the main project. So in here if you go onto packet, I had to write my own command and control protocol, so it's sending the packet through a socket. Is the info for the packets. Ardu packet. Okay, when I started 2012, that's me. Oh, it still had telforportal.com and Ardu PLC. Got rid of them now. So later date. So basically, I can encode a packet and does a checksum, through a circular buffer, does a checksum, sends the packet, and it's what you want. So you get Visual Studio Code, download it, it's free. Microsoft, it is Microsoft. It's just doing a load of updating. But once you got, if you go PIO, this is it, Platform IO, you need to go onto your extensions, add Platform IO. You need to, that's installed, so you need to, so you can program the old Amiga computers in here, and I've done some of that as well from this program. Right, there's Platform IO IDE. That's free as well, so you download that and you can run up your whatever you need to run up. So yeah, this I programmed this. I mean, now you could probably just use a Tasmotor, or you could use IBM's MQTT. They designed in 1999. You could use that, but like I say, I made my own, and it's only 14-byte packets. It's very quick. It's quick. Packet begin. It does serial port packets, and it'll even do network sockets. It's got network sockets. You've got serial vents. It's multiple platforms for different controllers. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here. Yeah. Now, I've never heard of Mesh Core. I'm a stickler for the old stuff. So I don't know what mesh. I mean, yeah, there's mesh networks and stuff. But I did my own protocol, so I mean, I have started to incorporate MQTT into this somewhere. Somewhere I started doing it, but I didn't get very far and stopped. Yeah. But this project, this one is the firmware side of it. And it uses what they call Arduino Core. So if you go into here, you can have a look at the platforms here. So it supports all these different platforms, but there's a core. Some devices. Right. So I'm not sure where. Hang on. Oh, Atmel and Expressive, yeah. But it uses Arduino Core, so it's Arduino Core. Expressive, who make the ESP32, do their own core. But that's a little extra learning curve in itself. It's probably good core, probably better than this one, but I just use Arduino Core. I use a lot of the Adafruit libraries. Lemorfruit creates the Adafruit libraries normally, has done in the past. They do a pretty good job of it. So they do me. And if you go on to platform ini, it tells you all your libraries you're using. So this is my default. Just basically select which device you're going to work on. So there's all your libraries. So a lot of Adafruit libraries. There's a FRAM library for working with SPI, Serial Peripheral Interface. So you've got FRAM. So I use onboard FRAM memory. On that board I showed you, there's an 8-pin chip, 8K or bigger, and you can write all settings and parameters to it and information, because it's access control. You want to put all your tokens in, fob numbers and things like that in there. So you got other stuff going on here. So you can't run this, but you can connect it and upload it to a controller. When you finish with that, then you just go onto here. So Visual Studio, let's load another one of these. You'll like this. You'll like this. If I load up UPass project, there's the UPass project. This is Visual Studio, another one of it. This is what I'm writing. It's the same C# Windows Presentation Foundation. So if I run this up now, I mean, I started writing this from 2012, so some of this code is getting on now, and it might not look brilliant anymore. My son always laughs at it, but only right, because he's way ahead of me. Anyway, so you run this up.
Welcome to UPass.
Right, so here's the UI I created. It's supposed to simulate a server rack. Each device in the rack is one of those devices. You can have it'll service multiple devices. You can do expand it so you can see all more information, temperature. You can have a look at the configuration parameters and communication, whether it's Wi-Fi or USB, GSM, USB master, slave, different ways to communicate. However you configure this, it'll automatically give you the settings. So if you configured it to use Wi-Fi, it'll give you a wireless group of parameters. I even had to create this as well, SQLite, and what this does is it stores all these groups of parameters. You can join networks and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so there's that, and if you're not quite, and then this does something funky like this. My mate called it funky, but it is a bit funky. Just quick access to stuff. So it's basically a platform. It's based on access control, but I've been told it's a platform for anything. Right, so you've got speech, voice recognition, so I can speak to it, I can ask it the time. Let's try it. UPass, what time is it?
The time is 7:36 p.m.
So it's UPass, and you can expand the UI like no hands. Watch this. UPass expand 8.1. Of course, it's going to ignore me. There's a lot of noise going on. UPass expand 8.1. It's going to show me up now. UPass expand 8.1. Is it the noise? Or have I clicked off it? Hang on. UPass expand 8.1. There you go. UPass expand 8.2. UPass expand 8.2. UPass expand rack. Right. UPass collapse all engines. UPass collapse all engines. There you go. UPass collapse rack. Of course, it's gone on to the primary window over here. And you haven't finished then, because you can expand the whole thing like this, because it's a platform. You can got a tree view out of it. Look at your events, top events. So is your event log, and you got access group, time zones. Why are we going on this? Scripts. You can run a script. So let's run a script. Why not? Let's run a script. Here we go then. You've got packet management and all sorts of stuff here. Of course, I'm always on top So I'd have to change it back from being always on top. Oops. Hang on, save that. I should be able to bring in this one. Yeah, it could be. But I think if you click off it, let's go. So you got this script management here, so I can run a script. So there's always a good one to run if you like. If people like computers, there's one. Right, so run that. I'll turn that down. You'll like this if you're into computers. That's there, so you can open this, show the script. This is what's running. So I wrote my own scripting language based on an Amstrad CPC 464. And you can play MP3s, you can say stuff. So if you want to open that, just load the script and you can change it. This is the kind of format, speed the script up, all sorts of stuff. You know, you can go crazy if you wanted to. You can run a script from a script or multiple scripts. Anyway, yeah. You can create a new script. You can go new script. Did I show you this the other day? I'll say Charlie. Let's see. I'll call it Charlie. Ready? So we'll go 10 tick 1000. So you can set in the rate it executes each instruction. Say hello, Charlie. 30, old school, War Games, the movie, a classic, yeah. Delay, delay for 40. What are we going to do? You could play War Game, play a sound, play. I don't know if I've got to go into it. I need to. Hang on, before we do that, let's just do a find out the name of the file. I think it's just, there it is. Right, so I've even named it bass. So I've got to go into, oh god, where has it gone? Right, I've got to go into CD sounds. Right. Oops, what's happened? Found an error. Could not find a path. Right, there's. I might not have called it sounds. Anyway, there's lots going on. I might not have called it sounds. It's been a while since I used it. Yeah, so let's just close that down. Get back on with this. Yeah, you can do all sorts with it. It's crazy. It's absolutely mental, but anyway. Yeah, so I mean, just get yourself an Arduino kit. Start. What? I don't know whether to bother. Just go straight to an ESP32. There's so many different ways of tackling it. The problem is in this country. I don't know which country you're in, but this country, UK. By the time you bought the bits and put it all together, and then put a bit on for building it and all the rest of it, it comes to normally about 4 times the price that you can just buy the thing ready made from somewhere else. So you're never going to be able to sell it. Hence I've got about 40 lots here. I've built 10 and I've got 40 lots and another 12 of a different model, older model, and I've shifted 2. People don't understand what it is. They just don't understand it. So anyway, it's difficult to make any hence that's why I have a day job still. Yeah. Right, let's sort this out. Enough ranting on about stuff. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the live stream, of course. Right. So this is expecting what? A string. Right. So I need to just make that go to string. And that'll pass it. That's all we needed to do. Semicolon. See? Python, no semicolon. Any other language, semicolon. Unless you're talking about logo. Yeah. Right. Let's see what we got. We haven't really done a lot today. Oh, I've done a bit. Right, let's do a scan. So it's counting them up. I'm going to take your advice and get me an Arduino. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Get a Raspberry Pi Pico. Look for, you can buy, if you've got the money, you can buy the Raspberry Pi 5. That's the Raspberry Pi 5 in it now. Get yourself a Raspberry Pi Pico. The Raspberry Pi is just going to put Linux on, so it's like a desktop thing. But if you want to do microcontroller, get a Raspberry Pi Pico. They're only cheap, probably £10 or something. And you can get a little development board, and like I've got, go on to, there's a few, Pi Moroni, there's one, and then there's the Pi Hut. Get yourself a Raspberry Pi Pico and a development board. Stick it on, and all you need is a USB lead and download. Visual Studio Code will do you. I wouldn't bother. Well, I shouldn't say this. The Arduino core, you might be able to use that, but I wouldn't bother. I'll just use. If you've done programming on Windows for the desktop, you should be able to get on with Arduino, Visual Studio Code with Platform IO. And then you just got to select, you have to follow scan for a few things. So that's finished. So if I click on that, oh, it's just put 10. So what I wanted to say was 10 of whatever the count was. Right, so that can be done. So when you click on it, it's going to say 10 to string plus of, and then we want the count plus, which count are we using? We're using this. You can either do that count or the original count. I don't know. Yeah, we'll use that one because the other one's based off that one. Oh, we need that one. Sorry. No, I'm not a very good programmer, but I don't do it full time. I just do it. I do write programs for work, but my day job is totally as an engineer, industrial doors and automation access control engineer. That's my day job. So, but I do get to write some programs for the works as well. So, plus count. We want the count. There we go. That should do it. So now we should be able to see what we're after. Yeah, get one of these. These are, my son bought me this. Yeah, just Raspberry Pi Pico. There you go. Get yourself one of these, or you can get a breadboard if you want to do it breadboard. But this one has got the buzzer on it, buttons, LEDs, and all you got to do, you get the power from the USB, and it powers the circuit. If you want to step them out, you got to put power on it. You got a breadboard area for doing whatever you want to do. But all you need is that and this breadboard. I 3D printed this box for this. You can download that and put your board into a little plastic. and this actually runs that stepper motor. If I switch this on, it'll run that. Run the switch at the minute, but that's another project. We'll return to that project at some point. Anyway, have you tried any of the AIs? I lost my interest in programming years ago, but recently started toying around, just asking programming questions. So AI, and it kind of sparked. Yeah, I do use AI mainly to find the answer to something quicker than looking through all my backlog of code. It takes me too long to sift through it. And I have pasted in some of my old algorithms in there to make them use up less. With a microcontroller, you are limited on space, but having said that, I've never ran out yet on a ESP32. I've got bitmap images embedded and web pages embedded and all sorts, so still loads left. But you've got to be a bit frugal with the space. So what I'll do is one of my algorithms or function, I might say, is there a better way of doing it? And it did actually show me a better way of doing it. It's the web interface, like I say, the web interface. Hang on, let's get my wire up again. Oh, it's not UPass, right. So this one here, because I'm always on top, so I have to move that out of the way. But this one, once I've logged in, if I go on to time zones, it's got time zone for each. It does 3 relays. So here you can tell it when, if you want the relay to click open. Basically, there's your time. So I could say to this, we're on Saturday, so I could just go choose Saturday. And I wrote this, and the way there's a routine I gave it to look at to split up the zones. So let's say I want it to open at. You have to go to the nearest 15 minutes with this. So we'll put that at 20, and it goes for 15 minutes, or whatever you set it to. So on a Saturday, so there's one for Friday, so if I save that. Oh, that wasn't saved, that was disable. Hang on. Save, there we go. You get a beep, you heard a beep there, acknowledge that it sent it. I've cleared out that time zone and put this one in, because I only chose Saturday. See, if I want to choose Monday to Friday, and I would choose, anyway, this is going off on a bit of a tangent again. I keep going off on the tangents, so let's just say 30. There you go. So I wrote this, and you basically get it to follow something. Now if not sure what will happen if I set that. You can't actually edit it there. You can highlight it, but so if I just set Saturday for, let's set it for 1945 to 20. Save that. They're still showing them there. Yeah, so 1945 to 20, so it's actually switched on now. See how it's switched on? So as soon as that gets to 20, it'll switch off, and if you go back to the controls, you can see it's been toggled on. Right, it's following the timer. Okay, because we've enabled the timer down here. Anyway, if you go back in there, it's enabled. And you can do that for 3 relays, so yeah. Anyway, well, forget about that, but that was a little bit of a thing that I did AI just to get it to optimize it a bit. But yeah. Anyway, let's close that down because that is old stuff. I'd rather get on with the new stuff. Yeah, AI is going to replace programmers apparently. It can already do it really. You can get it to write whole applications now if you want. You probably have to pay for a subscription though, because it'll cut you off like it does me. It cuts you off after, just as you start to get somewhere, it cuts you off and say, come back in 4 hours or something. So anyway, so let's do a scan of this then. So hopefully this time, let's try that one. I need to set the signal threshold as well that it records them at. It needs to do a bit of an auto set. So scan the band, scan around the band 4 different places, get the mean value of the signal strength, add an arbitrary amount on top, and then use that as your threshold to record. So that's finished. So if I go to there, say, oh, I've just happened to click on 1 of 1, so it's not going to tell you anything. 2 of 3, 3 of 3, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, because at the minute I've got it hard coded, the signal strength. So if the noise gets too high, it's just going to pick up everything, the noise. Right. It's sort of finding them, isn't it? Right, let's try that one. It always finds us something to bleep against there. Yes. Actually, it should say found 24 there. Found. Yeah. Yeah, I write smart relay, PLC, smart relay, functional block diagram for automation at work sometimes. Very rarely, but when we do, it's full on for a while, like, you know. Andy, how you doing, mate? Say hello to Andy. He's a regular on here. He always comes on and supports the channel. Cheers, Andy. Good bloke, Andy. Yeah, I've been many a night streaming on my own, and Andy normally pop in and say hello. Yeah. So basically, I'm just chilling here. This is my idea of chilling. You do a week's worth of work and come back in the evening, and it's more work, but it's a different kind of work. So yeah. What else am I going to do? Don't know. How long have I been going? 2 hours. God, it feels a lot longer than that. Anyway, so what we're going to do is move this down a bit and put some little settings up here, fields that you can alter. So you can change the frequency or pick out, maybe change the mode. There's so much to do on this. So we've done a tiny bit really. We did this earlier on today, not on a stream. These ones have got some little areas for either LEDs or labels. I don't know. It'd be nice to get that moving as well, like we got this one moving. It's sort of cheating. It doesn't really move. It moves the finger around. And you've got fast. You can go fast. Oh, that's nice. What I want is a slow Morse code. Let's give that a scan again. Find them. You can stop it as well. You just click it again to stop it. Alright, is there anything there? Oh, that's not Morse code, that's digital. I found some digital. Anyway, so don't know. So all that is just a USB driver plugged into the radio and a front end. You can't actually do, as far as I know, you can't do that on the radio. No, you can't. So already I've made it do something else. I don't think the radio can scan like that, but I might be wrong. And I haven't even scratched the surface yet. I've only just started, basically. And it tracks your microphone as well. I've got a bit of tidying up around the edge to do. A few pixels. And these curves, I've had to manually edit these. They're not the best. The program I'm using for editing is very old, and it doesn't have advanced stuff like curves, cut out curves and stuff. Alright. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Crack on with it. So we've got that working. That's all I wanted to do with that at the minute. What else we're going to do? Yeah, I need to move that down. So move this panel down a bit and shrink it, because I want to put now, do we either move it? Yeah, we want some extra stuff on top of it. So I need to be able to set the signal strength, unless we do it when we search. I could tell it to start a search, read 4 different signal strengths, start in the middle of the band, where if it goes from, you give it a start address, frequency, a finish address, go to the middle, take a reading, go quarter away back, take a reading, go 3/4 and take a reading, and compare all 4 readings, see what they are, and hopefully you haven't landed on a, maybe you could go between the frequency to see, just in case you land on someone. But if you get all 4 are similar, then you just take that signal strength and add an arbitrary amount of tolerance on top. I don't know, say 1 signal strength, and that is your threshold for your scan. I can either build it in or you can change it. I suppose if it's built in, why do you need to change it? You won't need to change it. So it would be easy to build it in. Yeah. Do I want to do that tonight? Probably. Yeah, so lead less controls then. Or do you just set your threshold? Maybe we'll just set the threshold. Let's just set the threshold for now. Because you might be scanning around yourself and you might think, oh, I'll just set that to... If it finds too many and it's all noise, you just raise the threshold up a bit. You'll have a default threshold and you can go up or down on a spinner. So I've already got a spinner control I made, but yeah, you can just use a standard spinner. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do all this now. Probably. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's just put a spinner in. So we're on the canvas. Yeah, we can just put it in down here. Yeah, we'll put it in down here. So we'll put a new device in there. That's going to be auto to the canvas now, so that's no good. Now, if I put it in there, it's going to adjust the scroll bar. So I better not put it in there. I better put it outside of there. Right. So let's put it somewhere else. We'll create another canvas. We seem to be using canvases instead of grids. So doesn't matter. We'll use a canvas. Right, so we've got another canvas. Can't have it the same name, it won't like it. So station scan. So it's not the list, it's the controls. Station scope controls canvas, that'll do. So we need to reduce the height of it, set the top to somewhere down. No, that's too much. That ought to be enough. That's probably too much as well. Not enough. There you go. There's enough. Right. So we've got to reduce the height of it by whatever that amount was. What did I set it to? It was 111. It was. $111, so 30 off. I can work that out, maths. So minus 30 is 185. I'm no good at maths. Right, so that, oh, but we haven't allowed for that. So it needs to go back slightly to allow for that. So do we go back 5? That'll do, 5. So we've got a space at the top. And if you want to see what see the canvas, so we can get the size right, we need to do background color, make it pink. I always make it pink so it stands out, and obviously we don't want the height of that, so 141. So we could just do trial and error if you like. $60. Where's this one go? Oh no, that's too much. 30. That's not bad actually. Right, I think we can go. Yeah, let's go 28. Don't like too close together. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so in there we're going to put some. We don't need pink anymore. We'll put some controls now. Do we use a standard control or do we use one of my up downs? So again, what I'll do is I'll open up Visual Studio and load up my UsePass project, because in there I've got a control I've already made that does this. So let's just get rid of all this stuff. Right, so I can't remember which part of the program it's in, so I'll have to find it. Yeah, it's under the user's control, isn't it?
Welcome to UPass.
UPass, what time is it?
The time is 8:08 p.m.
Cheers. Right, okay, what am I doing now? Oh yeah, users. So, where's the user? There. Right, let's go into a user. Right, profile. Right, somewhere here is a... Oh, is it restrictions? Right, so what have we got here? Calendar and... Oh, an up-down control. That's one of them. I don't know if we want to use that one now. That's one of them. Have I got anything else? Membership. Ah, that's a date one. Yeah, a bit crude these are. Profile. Vehicle. Hang on. Sign tokens. Summary. Enrolled 2 years ago. God, I haven't done any work on this for 2 years. No vehicles assigned. Vehicle. Yeah, right, so I've got one. I thought I had a better one than that somewhere. Yeah, I could have sworn I had a better one, better control than that. Oh, what about here? One of the on these groups of parameters, is there can't remember now. Where have I seen that? Timer, synthesizer. Oh, let's open a time zone. Right, so you got time zone. You have to make all this as well. So you select a segment of time and you can move it around. And if you click in there, you get another one the same. So there is something here. Oh, it's that one again. I'm not sure that's any good, is it? Oh, I don't know. No, not a fan of that. I don't know. Must wrote that a while ago. Right, so we'll just use the built-in one then.
Thank you for using UPass.
You're very welcome. Right, let's close that down. So we're going to use a spinner. I don't know if we've got a spinner. Let's try it. I've got a spinner control. Items, I don't think so. Slip view, I don't know what they call it. Right, let's ask AI, yeah? We'll ask AI, because I don't know what controls they've got now. C#, WPF, I think you've got to put someone else's third party spinner in. I am after, I can't spell, a spinner to roll, XAML. Right, it's making one out of an ellipse, is it? Rotate, transform. Path trigger, store, oh, animated, okay. Change spinner colour, duration, stroke. Right, so that was quick, bloody hell. Oh, just, that's the main window. Can you make it as a user control? Yeah, it's already done it. Shit. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so there's a user control. No idea if it works till I use it. So system controls, load spinner, user control, and in your main window, right? Okay. What does it look like before I try to use it? Show me a picture. What's this? Sketching it out. Making the first draft, setting the scene. Right, so can you do anything with it? No. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Edit. What am I editing? So that's not what I want. Up, down. Does it know what I'm talking about? Maybe. Essentially what it looks like. A blue arc rotates. Oh, I don't want... It thinks I want a spinner, as in waiting for something. Not that kind of spinner. A up, down, toggle, switch. Well, no. 4 values. A numeric up down. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Right, spinner demo. So it's using a text box, a grid, and a buttons. Is there a WPF built-in? Built-in one. Does not include. Yeah, I didn't think it did. You got to make one on yourself. There is one. Yeah, Exceed do one. Now I've got the controls built in. MA. Did I put MAH? I don't know if I put. You can include. Hang on. Manage NuGet. Might have put MAH apps in there, and if they've got their, they might have a spinner. Yeah, they've got their own spinner. MAH apps, right? Okay. Let's ask it. I can't remember now. I have a NuGet installed. MAH apps. Do they have one? Exactly what you want. Numeric up down. Right, so MAHS numeric up down. Okay. Right. Okay, let's just go to the top of the list. Yeah, I'm already in there, look, so that's good. That's good. So what I want then is MAH. No, have I got that wrong? Numeric up down, so let's see if I can put that in there. Right, it doesn't know what that is. It's not defined. Right, okay. It's called something else then. Controls. How do I put that in? I forgot now. forgot how to do it. It's been a while. Controls dot. How do I put it in? How to access it? XAML. He's already told me, but right, MHFs. Oh, I've got to call it that. Right, what did I call mine? Or didn't I call it anything? Oh, just controls. Got you. That's what I called it. I think. Yeah, it's called controls. Fair play. Fair play. So I don't need this bit. Something wrong here. It keeps putting that right over there. Don't know why. Right, what am I doing? Colon numeric up down. Ah, doesn't like that. It wants to see that. Build. Might not like my namespace. Ah, it's a lowercase c. Sorry. There we go. Right, we've got an up down. It's a plus and minus though. Why does it insist on lining it up like that? Wasting real estate. Yeah, because I've already got this set up. Right, so we've got a control. There it is. It's a bit big. It's too high. Height 28. We don't want a big height, so we'll call it 10. That's not enough. Oh, what am I doing? I'm editing the wrong thing. Yeah, we want to do this height. So 16. Make it less. A bit less, so I want it small. 10. Width. Don't need the width that big, maybe not. Right, min max value 10, interval 5, string format. Don't know what that is. Up down button switch 30. What is that? Font size 10. Right, so we've got a 10. We don't want a. Can you edit that as well? We don't know. Let's just go in and see if it lets you put text in it. This is your signal strength threshold. Obviously, it's not tied to anything. Can you type? Yeah, you can type as well. Can you go up down? Yeah, you can go up down as well. Okay, so we need to put signal strength in there. I don't like the border. We don't want the border. So, no border. Border thickness 0. Border brush. Do we need to set transparent? Maybe not. Is it still there? No. Then background needs to be transparent. Transparent background. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. The plus and minus is a bit big. Up, down, width. Right, okay, so we can go 10. Oh no, 20, 40. No, that's not changing it. Right, that's not changing it. Font size, string format, width. That's the main width. We don't need all that width. Just for an up down. So we're going to go from signal strength. Right, 0, minimum value 1, maximum value 60 dB, and default value is going to be, I don't know, 7. Intervals. The intervals of 1 dB. But it needs to go up in, yeah, I don't know, intervals of 1. Yeah, intervals of 1. Right, the plus and minus, it's too big. So how do I, hang on, let's ask it. How to make the plus and minus size smaller. Oh, I've reached my max. And it clears you off, you got to start again. So C#, Windows Presentation, MAH, oops, MAH, apps, numeric, up, down, how to make the plus and minus smaller. Right, are part of the control, so you can't resize them via a simple property. Need to override the template, adjust the repeat button style. Okay. Target style. Right, so we'll leave it like that for now. I ain't gonna do that today, that bit. Right, so we'll leave it that size for now. We'll get it working. Now the font. Why is the font too bright? So opacity 0.6. Has that done the whole thing? The font's too small compared to the rest now, isn't it? Font size, where are you? 10. 18, too much, 14. So it's got this up down thing as well. Right, it's not aligning it very nicely with the, oh it is. Right, so we're going to adjust that. We need to change it. Oh, it's got a name there. So we need a mouse down event. How to so interact with it without doing dependency properties. Right, so here's what happens. Code behind, value change, numeric up down value change. Okay, so we need to do a value change in the XAML. Binding two-way binding, mouse wheel active only, focus, numeric allow spin true. So I don't want to do on property change. I don't want to go to that extent. That's the correct way of doing it. Can I read the value? Of course I can. After a mouse down, mouse up event. Why is it not doing that? It's plain. Need to be careful. Yeah, I know. Right, simple approach. Mouse. I don't want to do it in code behind. Not at the minute. I don't want to bind it. Don't want to bind it. Can you do like a mouse down event? It wants to do it the right way. I don't want to do it the right way. But you should be aware of important, usually updates during the click. And so reading it, the mouse down, give you the old value, the safe, yeah. Preview, yeah, okay. Right. See mouse up. It's showing me the code behind. XAML. No binding, yeah. Here we go. That's all I want. I don't want to. I'll do binding for a serious application, not for a database and stuff. Not for this. Right. So mouse up. Yeah, that's all we want, mate. That's all we wanted. Should have just tried to put one in. So numeric up down. Put the event at the back. At the last instruction, I don't know why. And I always call it. I haven't got an X name for this. We'll need an X name because we might want to change the value from whichever one we're clicking on. Yeah. X name. So this is the station scope. Signal strength. Threshold. Signal station scope, signal strength, threshold. Numeric up, down. That's it. So we've got that, and we're going to create the event for it. I always do this as well. I always get out of the way. I always put that on there so you know where it's come from. Go to the definition. Right, let's create a definition for me. That's alright. Right. Variable. Okay. Right, so better preview. Okay. Why didn't you just tell me that? You did tell me that. You did tell me that. So better for a preview. Right, okay. Preview mouse up. Okay, let's do a preview mouse up then. So it's no longer a mouse down, it's a preview mouse, well, preview mouse up instead of a mouse up. Yeah, this is all gobbledygook. Mouse up, down, click, inner click, bubbles. Yeah, it's crazy. Right, that's not right. So I want that one there. without the mouse up part. So the value, right, that's a long word, it doesn't matter. You read the title of the function, and it tells you where it's coming from, what it's doing, everything, just by reading the title. Doesn't matter if it take station, scope, signal strength, threshold, numeric up down. This is the mouse up, so it tells you exactly what it's doing. You know where it's coming from. So, right, so if we'll just run that. Let's have a look. Are we finished? Yeah. So I should be able to, and it wants a prefix or a suffix of dB. Right. Can I add a suffix to the value? Why has it stopped entering stuff? Supports that directly. Suffix. Haha, brilliant. Fantastic. It does it. That's what I'm talking about. Right, so we just want the suffix here. Suffix is oh, doesn't know suffix. Doesn't know suffix. Maybe my version doesn't do it. Right. Not supported. Not supported. There is no suffix or prefix property in many versions. That was a mistake on my part. You'll need a workaround. Right. Overlay a suffix. I could just put a blooming text block on the end. But the up down's in the way. Text block. Hit. Oh, you need to add it into the horizontal there for text block. No, that's going to be. If I do that, there's going to be a problem because it's going to put it after.
G7UIV Golf 0 Foxtrot Bravo Oscar, calling CQ on 70 centimetres.
This is what you do. You go down a rabbit hole. You see, you want to do one thing, and then something else stops you doing the other thing. Cleaner version. Up, down, and then hit test visible false. It's in a grid, right? So it's 2 columns, and it's put in column 1. So it's to the right. So it's just like a label. What is the point of that then? Right, okay. That's a lot of rubbish, that is. Anyway. So we need a label before it. This needs to be in a grid. I don't know, we're going off on a tangent. No, we're not. Alright, we'll go for another 15 minutes then. I'm going to knock it on the head because that's 3 hours again. I've got to go and get some tea and have a rest. It's supposed to be Saturday night, chilling. So let's get this to a state where it works. So I'll put a little label in. Label. We don't need to change this label. It's just going to be a label. We'll call it. Content will be TH threshold. Okay. So the threshold, and we're going to need the tell it where it's going to go. Tell it where it's going to go. It's going to go. So that's going to go there. Where's the TH gone? Okay, do I need to tell it width? So I shouldn't have to. Let's move this along a bit. Oh, I didn't actually tell it where. Oh, so I got a canvas. I didn't tell it where on the canvas it was gonna go, did I? No. Because it's assumed 0, 0. Right, so we've moved the canvas, so we need to tell this control where about in the canvas it's gonna go. And it's going to be left, we'll call it 0. And the height, we're going to call it 0. Actually, left is going to be more than 0. But then our label, why is our label not appearing? That's because we haven't gone to 0. And 0. Okay. We need a font. So we need a nice font similar to that one. So we're going to go height 38. No, what is that? Right, here we go. So we're gonna font weight bold consolus. Right, so that's a bit better. So TH. I think we need a background on it like that. Well, won't bother with it for now. Yeah, I think we like it like that. So, it was a grid, was it? God. Okay. Let's put a grid round it then, round the label. Are we okay streaming? Yeah, we're alright. So I'll put a grid around this. Okay, oh, we've got a grid, so we don't need an X name on that, so we can translate that over to there, get rid of that one. Okay, so we've got that. The height is wrong now. Oh no, the height is okay, but the font should be okay. But it needs to be colour. Foreground needs to be white. Foreground is white. And it's bold. Why is it not appearing? Ah. Oh, that's right. So we've got a black. Yeah, it's just not lining up with this for some reason. Do we need a margin? Padding 0, vertical top. So we might as well just copy all that then. Copy all that. Height 38. Alright, let's get the whole thing. Keep them consistent. We'll create a style at some point for this, and then we'll just apply a style to it. And then it'll all follow. We'll create a style. Right, so we've got the TH. It needs to go down a bit. Yeah, set that to 0. 0 is a bit too much, so where's it gone? So -2, -3, -4, -5. So it was -5 already. Yeah. Okay. That's good, but the whole thing needs to come down. Left top. Yeah, the whole thing. So this grid, so the top needs to come down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Is that alright? Yeah. Okay. So we've got that there. Then we'll need another one to say decibels. Like that, I suppose. Yeah, just dB, another grid. Another label at the end of this one. Okay. We'll make it the same size. We'll have to, so it'll be dB, and we need to set the control canvas left on this one. Right, so we need to go left wherever it needs to be, and it's the wrong colour. Just default to black will do. It needs to come down a little bit. No, we can get rid of that altogether. Oh, needs to go plus dB. No, down a bit more. Okay, so we've got the dB on the end. Looks a bit weird. Right, okay. Yeah, it looks a bit strange. Right, opacity is a bit wild. That's because I didn't use opacity. I must have done. Did I not use opacity? Right, okay, let's put opacity in. Opacity 0.6. Yeah, that's a bit better. Right, okay. So we need to set it now. So we've got this bit, the station canvas. It only needs to be visible when we're scanning. So the visibility, we'll leave it on for now, but it needs to be off at some point. The width, it's got some extra capability for width. So we need to set and read its threshold. So the value we need to read is this one here. So, and then we need to go save it, go into the parameter. So that's just that again, isn't it? Dot, oh, just give me the value. So you can take the value, and we need to set the value as well, probably. So I need to find out where we're storing it. Have we got a default value? I think it's hard coded. No, it's passed in. It's passed into the function signal strength threshold. So I go down here and we find the 3 buttons. Here it is. So it's hard written in there. So because we're passing it in from there, we need to be able to set a variable and change it. Oh no, it just needs to read that value. Yeah, that's all that needs to do. So we'll just change that for station.value. Right, why isn't it like value? It's got to be cast into an up down. So it's an int and the value is a variable. Cannot convert from double to int. So let's just convert that. Convert to int 30. Doesn't need to be a lot, just for 2 int will do. We've got a 2 int. Is there any such thing as a 2 int? No, so we'll just go to an int 16 then. And put the value in there. That's it. Right. So we're converting the value from a double number to an int, yeah. So that is going to start the sequence with whatever we set that value to. And set that one. And that one. Alright. Okay, so that's the value. We don't need to set anything here. But we might want to set the value from the code or from a band, but we'll sort that out. So we should be able to scan now. No, we've got to read it. Oh, we're passing it in. We're passing it in. But are we doing it? So we're passing it in. Hang on. Yeah, we are doing it. Yeah, there it is. So it should all work. Let's give it a go. Errors. Main windows does not contain a... Oh, preview mouse up. Right, preview mouse up. Go to definition. Right. Okay, that's the wrong one there. So I'm just going to copy that into there and delete this one. Okay. So it'll print the value in the output. So it's running. So we're on 7. So if I scan, can I go minus? Let's do a scan of 4 dB on 80 meters. So it's finding noise at 4 dB. So it's going to create as many entries as it's. There is 500 kilohertz steps from the start band. Oh, that's what we need on here. We need the start band to the stop band showing as well. See if there's any strong signals. I can hear my tuner clicking away. Right, so let's try it again on the other band. Of course, if it's everything's over 4 dB. Yeah, it's just found everything. There's someone. Speak then.
Germany 5, Radio Papa.
What I want to do is I want to see this home in on it.
Germany 5, Radio Papa. Give me the last letter, ending letter.
So if it finds the frequency, that if it scans it, it just happens. Well, it's only looking bang on and then 500 kilohertz in. So it'll never get to that anyway. So if they're off frequency, it'll still find something. So we need the start frequency and the end frequency to come up here. Right, so if I raise this up a bit, just have a quick scan, see which is your lowest. Seems to be about 8 or 9 signal strength. So if I do a 9 signal strength, that's the threshold, TH. I'll do a scan again. It only reports anything that's over 9. 9 or over. Yeah. So potentially these are going to be noise, aren't they? That must have been a blimp there. Right, let's just go on to this one. Foot 20 meter band. So in order to find out what the signal strength is, you need to knock this down, really. Knock that down so you can, unless you look at the radio. So I'll just stop it and scan again. So it'll give you an idea of the lower 6 dB. Yeah, 6 dB. So if we say, I don't know, let's say 7. Every time I stop it, it dumps the list and starts again. So if you wanted only to hear a strong signal, so if you could make a button here that says, "Find me a clear frequency." Yeah, find me a clear frequency, and you have to tell it where your telephony frequencies are, so it didn't look in the wrong place.
Robert, 001 for me, 109 for you, yourself. 73, good luck, ciao. Ito.
Guess you could do the You can override it as well. Yeah, you could also override it. But it's not tracking on the threshold. But as soon as I launch it, it's going to use the threshold value. So what it needs to do is actually set that threshold. When you adjust it, it's got to set your RF gain down to, well, I think it sets it down to nothing anyway.
We used to have diesel as well. We used to have diesel as well sometime back, and but I changed to the.
Oh, we've gone over our we've gone over 3 hours here.
95 fuel.
So I think that's going to be it for tonight. 9 o'clock. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, but you know, we do not.
It's good stuff, but I've got to get out of this chair sometime.
I don't have to use my car for my work.
Right, let's close that down. Save what we've got.
Sometimes I take the bus early morning.
I'll run it up on its own.
Very cold outside. Then I
There
take
you
a
go.
bus to the train station, and then go to work from Monday to.
So he's on 269.
Weekends off. I can.
He's a signal strength 9, so we can go to 9. 239. Is it 239? So when it finishes, it should be. I can stop it actually. Stop that and go to 239. Oh, did I stop it? Don't know what happened then. 239. I don't know. What did I do? Two, 3, 9. So I suppose if you double click that, you could put this data into your log parameters, and it needs to read your power, get your power rating off your radio. Pretty sure you should be able to get your power reading setting, and then you can just put it in the log, click, and off you go. So we've got lots of bits to add to it. So we've got a basis for. So we've got a basis for something. So I'll get it into a bit of a state where it's usable. I think it's usable now, isn't it? Sort of. No good deed goes unpunished. So if you release something and it's not ready, or there's like none of these buttons do anything yet. Someone's just tuning up now. Right, that's funny. Yeah, so if you release it even though it's a work in progress, I'll go to the LED as well. So when I transmit, so if I go test only. I don't mind keying up when someone's tuning. That's all right. Yeah, so it does all that, but none of these buttons do anything. That does. That goes fast, slow. Same as the radio. I was thinking you could toggle it and change colour to toggle this digit instead. So that's your tens, that's your hundreds, but you could do your thousands. Yeah, just turn it, I don't know, or whatever value. There's so much you can do which is difficult to do on the other radio. Anyway, what we're doing now, let's have a look on 80 meters. It's never going to find anything of 9 dB. You should be able to alter that while it's running. Yeah, you can. So you can alter that when it's if you start off at the wrong way, you can alter it when it's running, or you can just stop it and just start it again. Sound like CP through R2D2. So I should be able to stop it and then go to there. Oh, some morse. Theoretically, I'm using the microphone with this, and I've got the ability to record from the mic or an input. So theoretically, it should be able to pick that up and decode it if you want. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's a massive subject. It goes quiet because I tell it to turn the VCO off while I'm working on it. I don't want it to. Well, I find myself using this and not the radio because my hand's down by the mouse. If I use the radio, I've got to go up here. Nice. So we've got to make these knobs turn as well, for whatever reason. Yeah, we've got to somehow make these knobs turn like that, even though they're not really turning. So that little notch there needs to be able to. I need to get rid of the notch and put our own little notch on, and then rotate it round so it looks like it's turning but it isn't really turning. Anyway, that is literally going to be it for today. Oops, come on, you can do it. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a good night, and probably do some more in the morning. Bye for now.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.